This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
It is the After Party live on, it's a kind of a travel Tuesday, but we're going to throw some trivia in as well because Christmas is coming on Thursday and we'll miss our trivia this week. So I have some holiday trivia prepared for you and some stories as well. So hopefully we'll have some fun together. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you as always for your patience. And we'll talk about Festivus for the rest of us as well. Vanessa says, I missed a lot of 90s TV because I was working nights. Love China Beach. Oh, that was a good show. I remember that one. That was a really good show. Yeah, Yvonne is right. I am going to do a little trivia and a little travel. And then tomorrow, Tim Sika will join us to talk movies ahead of the big movie weekend. So all of that is correct. You get an A for paying attention. You are sitting in the front row of the class. That is wonderful. Thank you. All right. Okay. Let's get into some of the stories that I have to share with you because I saw this picture and I just thought it was super, super cool. It looks like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in space, kind of like a peanut butter and jelly butterfly sandwich, maybe. I don't know. Well, this is one of the latest pictures to come out of the Hubble Space Telescope. It is, they say, a massive sandwich-shaped blob deep in space. They're calling it Dracula's Chivito. Oh, it's a 1,000 light years away from Earth. Whatever it is, it's cool looking. It is cool looking. They captured this image of what is thought to be the largest protoplanetary disk ever observed. And it's shaped like a giant sandwich. It's made of dust and gas. And they're calling it Dracula's Chivito, 1,000 light years from Earth. It spans 400 billion miles. So this thing is huge, huge. It is about 40 times the diameter of our own solar system. They say that research into this so-called vampire disk, or PB&J, could provide new insights into the early formation of our other planetary systems, maybe even our own. It's a volatile disk, might represent a scaled up version of our early solar system. They did a big study on it, published the findings this week in the Astrophysical Journal. I wondered, what is a planetary disk? And the answer is, they're sometimes called planet nurseries. They're the building blocks of solar systems. All planetary systems initially form of disks of gas and dust around young stars. And eventually the planets will form as material in the disk coalesces and accumulates. Now, this disk has an estimated mass 10 to 30 times greater than that of Jupiter, which is the largest planet in our solar system. It is both the largest and one of the most unusual disks that scientists have observed because it has these filament-like features on one of its two sides. So that suggests that maybe it's being shaped by these processes that include recent infalls of dust and gas. They said it's unexpectedly chaotic and turbulent. And what it shows us is that planet nurseries can be a lot more active and chaotic than we ever expected. Pretty cool. So why did they call it Dracula? It's because of the home region that one of the astronomers involved. One is from Transylvania, so that's why the Dracula. The other is from Uruguay. The national dish there is called the Chivito. So that's why they call it the Dracula Chivito, because of the astronomers involved. I think it looks more like a peanut butter and jelly. Some people said it looks like a hamburger. Some people say maybe no, it looks like a hot dog. It's the old hamburger hot dog debate in space. I say PB&J. I don't know. What do you think it looks like? It's a planet nursery. Isn't that the craziest thing? Oh no, Phineas has pneumonia. Oh, That's a bummer. I hope he's holding up in that house and feeling better. No. Um, I don't know. I'm going PB&J, definitely. Although I can see hot dogs as well. All right, we'll move forward because it is Festivus for the rest of us. And it is the general airing of grievances, which I think is, healthy and um uh something we all need to do from time to time to get that stress off our chest. This is supposed to be, and it's all from Seinfeld, right? An anti-commercialist holiday popularized by Seinfeld, the 90s sitcom. The origins of Festivus are traced back to one of the writers of Seinfeld. His name is Dan O'Keefe's father, who celebrated something similar starting back in the 1960s. So one of the writer's dads actually celebrated something like this. Some of the thinking behind Festivus was changed for the episode, which aired in 1997, and some people actually still celebrate Festivus for the rest of us today. It involves an aluminum pole instead of a Christmas tree, an airing of general grievances, where people share how others disappointed them this year. It sounds like a Mark Thompson show holiday. I don't know why we didn't celebrate it in a more robust way. And also includes feats of strength. Festivus. Happy Festivus, everybody. Today's the day. I have some animal stories to brighten your spirits. Look at these little ones. They are endangered penguins and they are newborns. They were named, speaking of hot dogs, one was named Oscar after a hot dog. Oscar and Duffy. They were born at a New Jersey aquarium on December 20th at the Adventure Aquarium in Camden, New Jersey. These are African penguins, and there is a big effort underway, a conservation effort. The aquarium says the milestones are really important for the critically endangered African penguin population, and they are proud that they can play a role in this. Climate crisis is exacerbating the plight of the African penguin. Numbers are dropping. But these birds once were thriving across 15 large islands across the coast of South Africa. At their peak, the populations reached an estimated 6.5 million. But things have slowly been on the decline for thousands and thousands of years. Now, combined with ecological collapse, only about 19,800 adults are believed to live outside zoo facilities, most of them on small islands near South Africa. So, the International Union for Conservation of Nature has these on the red list. African penguins, they put them from endangered to now critically endangered. So, to have two more born, even in captivity, is a big deal. And they're very cute. And speaking of cute, it's not quite this, a pink platypus beanie baby, but there was a fisherman that did see a pink platypus in the world. And I have the video. This is a fisherman from Australia who spotted this. I'm going to take away the sound. Who spotted this pink platypus swimming along. There it is. You can kind of see it there. It said it was easy to see because it was, stood out under the water, and so it was easy to follow along. Very unusual to see a pink platypus out in the world. This man's name was Cody. He was casting his line in Gippsland in Victoria area when he came across this pink platypus. He named him Pinky. The bill and the feet, super pink. When the platypus went a bit further into sunlit areas, he was very easy to follow underwater, according to Cody, which is how there were so many videos captured of Pinky surfacing. He said this platypus stood out from others of its species that he's seen in the area that are just regular colored, probably 5 to 8 of them over the years, maybe he's seen. Normally they just pop up at the top of the water and then disappear once they see him. The videos, though, are being seen by scientists, and the thought is that the platypus could have a pigmentation mutation, maybe albinism or leucism. But some researchers say that doesn't appear to be the case because platypi, vary a lot in color. And this one is maybe just one of the extremely light colored ones. So maybe it doesn't need to be added to the list of albino creatures. And probably, they say, doesn't have much effect on this platypus's lifestyle because these platypuses are in rivers. They're usually the apex predator in these rivers, and there's nothing that eats them. So they're generally pretty safe in that regard. So the light color probably doesn't mean that this platypus is in any type of danger. Here he is. Keep looking at him as he swims along. There's Pinky. A good shot of Pinky. Okay. Make this bigger. No, I don't think I can. And off he goes into the world. Thought that was a pretty cool video. Do you remember the bear, this 500-pound bear that lives underneath the crawl space or in the crawl space underneath this house in Altadena? This bear is massive and still living there. California Fish and Wildlife went out finally try to capture this bear, and they did capture a bear on the property, but it was the wrong bear. Oopsies. So this guy, Ken, discovers this animal that has been coming in and out of the area underneath his house since April, living in the crawl space down there. California Department of Fish and Wildlife finally comes out to help. They say bears like to find a comfortable spot to create their dens around this time of year. And that, it looks like, is what has happened here. It's unfortunate. The wildlife experts say they like to see bears in the woods, not in people's homes. So they were waiting for this bear to come out of the crawl space because it's really hard to get him when he's in there. They set a metal crate trap on Ken's property, and they baited it with the scents of caramel and cherry. I mean, who doesn't like that, right? They were elated when a bear was snared in the trap December 16th, but then discovered it was the wrong bear. This bear had just wandered onto the property, and the squatter in the crawl space remains. The bear that was captured was relocated to a more suitable habitat, but the bear under the house, who's known as Yellow 2120, is still underneath there. The homeowner says he's been playing really loud sounds, trying to get this bear to move, recordings of barking dogs, trying to drive this bear out. So far, nothing has worked, and the bear is still down there. Whoa. Perhaps the bear is still down there for the winter. I think. I am reminded to ask you to please click like and please click subscribe if you haven't already. It will be a Christmas miracle. And Eileen contributing to the show. Eileen, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. $20 she throws into the After Party Live. Happy Festivus. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to Kim and the Dear Party People chat friends. Oh, love it. Love this community that we have all created together. And you are such a huge part of it. I really, really appreciate it, Eileen. Thank you so much to you and Lee. Merry Christmas. And happy Festivus, and thank you for the contribution. You can always contribute to the After Party Live. The super chats and super stickers are open. The PayPal information is in the show description. Lots of different ways to contribute. So just really appreciate you guys keeping the show going. It is definitely needed. So thank you so much. Nolophidian with the line of the day. He's smarter than the average bear. Yes, he is. He's accustomed to caves. This has portholes. Woohoo! Yes, it does. Look at all the little portholes in there. Great way to get some oxygen in the living area. Yes. Happy holidays to you as well, Eileen. Really, really nice. Okay. The next story, although I love this picture of this bear. Speaking of Festivus and the airing of grievances, Did you know, sadly, that one quarter of American families are overwhelmed by medical expenses right now? This is really the only serious story we have today. And I think it's important just to note as we go into the holidays how many people are struggling with finances. Big, big medical bills in this country. It just doesn't have to be this way. It's crazy. The bills dragging down people's money and their health. Nearly 27% of US residents face high medical expenses or even skipped needed health care because they couldn't afford it between 2018 and 2022. This just reported in the journal JAMA International Medicine yesterday. More than half, 53% of people who died during the period that were studied racked up overwhelming medical bills. And healthcare, according to researchers, is even less affordable than previous studies have suggested. They've only looked at how many people are hit by unaffordable healthcare over 1 year, but the risks mount over time. That's according to a researcher at Harvard Medical School. High medical costs don't just devastate finances, they force people to skip care, and that worsens their health. Researchers tracked data on more than 12,600 Americans that participated in this medical expenditure panel survey, tracking the cost of healthcare in the United States. They looked at three widely used measures of unaffordable healthcare: the cost burden, or out of pocket costs, greater than 10% of family income or greater than 5% of income among the poor. That was the first metric. Catastrophic cost burden, or health spending greater than 40% of the family income, excluding food costs. And the last one is foregone care due to cost, or the skipping of needed care because you just can't afford it. So results showed that the number of people who experienced each of these three financial stresses rose as time passed. Just under 4% of people incurred catastrophic costs within 1 year. 10% experienced them after 4 years. Under 6% of adults went without needed care during a single year, but over a 4 year span, 12% wound up skipping healthcare. Overall, the share of people who experienced at least one of the three markers of unaffordable care rose from around 12% after 1 year to nearly 27% by the end of the fourth year. People with incomes lower than 200% of the poverty line, that's $64,000 for a family of four per year, were nearly 9 times more likely to incur catastrophic costs than America's wealthiest. You think it comes down to money, but it comes down to life or death for people. Researchers said, listen, if you're not a billionaire, you're just one serious illness away from financial ruin. Even if you don't need much care this year, you'll get sick or injured at some point, and the medical bills will pour in. And healthcare is set to become even less affordable with the Affordable Care Act subsidies expiring, and deep cuts to Medicaid ahead as well for the poor. So it's going to get worse for people that have nothing. Groups most at risk include adults without a college degree, older adults, anyone who was hospitalized, and those with chronic health problems like asthma or high blood pressure. They say this, they come to this monumental conclusion at the end of the study. It's time America joined other nations and implemented national health insurance. It would save hundreds of billions on insurance paperwork and profits, savings that we could use to provide the complete coverage needed to protect families' finances as well as their health. So that's it. We need to start looking at politicians who will move this way for us. They have put in, to move to a, I don't know if it's a happier story or not, they've put in In-N-Outs in Tennessee, and the lines are crazy. Anytime an In-N-Out goes in, it seems like the lines go wild. And not just for a little while. Like, there's constant lines at In-N-Outs, especially the drive-through lines. Somebody in Tennessee got smart. And you would have thought this would have happened in Silicon Valley. But no. It happened in Tennessee. They opened 3 In-N-Out locations, and people were trying to figure out which one they should go to. And so someone created an app that shows the wait times at each of the 3 new Tennessee In-N-Outs. This guy from New Jersey even flew in, apparently. I don't know exactly who developed it. It's called the Wait app. And here's how it works. It's crowdsourcing wait times in real time. Customers who are waiting in line log in and click it on their estimated time for how long they stood in line and waited there. So if you're in line at one of the 3 Tennessee locations, you can create an account and click check in. When you get your food, enter the amount of minutes you waited in line. The website also uses your device's location to verify your proximity to the restaurant. And so you can't have someone spam it with a bunch of false times. They say it's pretty accurate. So you know which In-N-Out has the longest line if you wanted to head to one. It's hard to believe that we don't have that going on in California. All right. With the Powerball approaching the Christmas Eve jackpot of $1.7 billion. Okay, we have to look at it. We got to look at it. It's just nuts. I have to take the In-N-Out picture down. Here it is, $1.7 billion. The estimated cash value for that, $781,300,000. And the next draw is tomorrow night. With that hanging over us, hopefully you go out and buy a Christmas Eve ticket. I hope one of you wins. I truly, truly do. I wanted to tell you about the Lottery Club. This is kind of cool. This is a group of teachers, there they are, that banded together. They said it started as kind of a joke, but they've been playing the lottery for a while now. They are North Carolina elementary school teachers, 9 of them at Swansboro Elementary, and they started buying lottery tickets together about 15 years ago. They said it started as a joke. We were walking down the hall going, boy, if we won that, we could retire early. And so they call their club 9 Lucky Pirates. Well, they won a Powerball jackpot. $100,000 from a Powerball ticket that they bought for the November 24th drawing. They bought it from a Walmart. $100,000 for these teachers. That's amazing. Now you got to split it up between 9 people and you have to pay taxes on it. So in the end, it's better than nothing, right? The teacher said learning of the big win came as a shock. They said, one of them thought I could hardly talk. I was hyperventilating. Another one said, we won. For real, we won. So the teachers each claimed $11,110. After required federal and state tax withholdings, they took home $7,972. That's a nice little lottery bonus. That makes it worth the pirate club, the lottery club. I think we should start an after party live club. Right? Don't you think? Well, since it is Travel Tuesday, let's go out and check it out. We're not going anywhere monumental, but I thought we could take a look at one of the Christmas markets in America, because these Christmas markets in Germany and Europe, they're so beautiful. And it turns out that we try to recreate it. It's not quite what they have in Europe, but in Philadelphia, they have now what they think is the best Christmas market in America. And I will say it does look pretty spectacular. It is really beautiful. And so this is the Christmas Village in Philadelphia. It's the center city, and every year they set up the Christmas Village. It is free to attend, and it transforms their Love Park and the courtyard north of City Hall into what they are calling an authentic European holiday market. They've got 120 rustic wooden cottages trimmed with festive lights, lots of vendors, lots of variety here. You could buy makeshift goods from around the world. They have events and live entertainment and hot cocoa and honey mead and warm mulled wine. There's holiday trees. Santa Claus comes in, makes some stops there. Across the street, the City Hall extension of Christmas Village has even more vendors, a double-decker carousel in the courtyard. There's a Ferris wheel, there's a kids train. So, kind of fun. Just thought we'd look at that for a minute. That's the Christmas Village in the city center of Philadelphia. I wish we had one here. I think that sounds really fun. So this is one of the nation's top open air holiday markets. And you can see everybody bundled up there. It's got to be really cold there right now. All right, it is time for, we'll call it Trivia Tuesday, kind of. I should have made a separate picture. That's all right. I'm going to the chat, do a little trivia. You guys ready for it? Okay. If one of us wins, says be aware, you'd get about half. 1 million is 0.125% of 800 million. So make sure to give at least $1 million to Kim. You got to wonder how much you need. 781 million? Like, who needs that much money, right? But I would say give it to charities, give it to the, people need the help, right? There's a lot of people struggling right now. So I do hope one of us wins. Yes, a Kim Possible Lotto of the Day story. I would love that. I would love it. Oh, Mountain View had a German holiday market last weekend. That's really cool. Bring it on, says Sandy. Ready for trivia. All right. I need a house, says Gordon. That can be arranged, Gordon. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Government's going to take at least a third of it, says John Watson. Perfect day for that comment. It is Festivus. Thank you for that. Rhonda says, my son works for the lottery. The lottery making him work all last weekend and overtime, keeping that website up. Thank you, because I'm the one that's been on that website the most, Rhonda. So I really appreciate the really good service there. Thank him for me. He's doing wonderful job. Wonderfully well. All right. Let's get to some trivia. Here it comes. I got some holiday trivia for you. And here's one of the questions I had. The first commercial Christmas card, which is a piece of holiday trivia history, was sent in what year? I'll tell you, it was in the 1800s. What year was the first commercial Christmas card sent? There we go. 1805, says be aware. 1895, 1873, 1888, 1845, says Nancy V. The answer is very, very close. 1843. The first commercial Christmas card was sent in 1843. Okay. Which country sends the UK a Christmas tree every year? Where's Cranky Charcoal? Which country sends the UK a Christmas tree every single year? And Hallmark was born, says be aware. The answer, which country sends the UK a Christmas tree every single year? We have Canada, Finland, the United States, Germany, Canada, the US. Canada's so polite, says Yvonne. The answer is, you ready? Oh, we got an Australia, a Poland. The answer is Norway. Norway sends the UK a Christmas tree every single year. Who wrote A Christmas Carol? Who wrote A Christmas Carol? I'm throwing you an easy one. Who wrote, John Watson did say Norway. So did Rev P. Nice. Who wrote A Christmas Carol? I see the answers coming through. Sandy says Dickens. Sandy is correct. Donna has it. Eileen has it. SF Tesla has it. So does Deidre and Vanessa Gordon. John Watson's on it. Nullifidian's all over it. So is Nancy and Jane O'Rommel. And Be Aware has it. Chucky D. Nice. I don't think I'll accept Kermit the Frog, but I do like the effort. Which soft drink popularized the red suit of Santa Claus in its advertisements? Which soft drink company popularized the red suit of Santa Claus in its advertisements? You guys have it. Coca-Cola, says Rev P. That's right. Everyone got that one. Nancy Maud has it. Hi, Maud. Be Aware says Coca. Yep. Coca-Cola, says Eileen. SF Tesla has it. All correct. Deidre, Yvonne, Donna, John Watson, Agent Kitty Feets. Hello. Next question. In O Holy Night, what is the thrill of hope? You have to sing it to yourself now. In O Holy Night, what is the thrill of hope? The thrill of hope. In O Holy Night, what is the thrill of hope? Are you singing it? Nobody has it? No? Yes, Nullifidian has it. Winning the lottery, says John Watson. I like that answer. The weary world rejoices. The thrill of hope. The weary world rejoices. That is correct. Nullifidian has the answer. Yes. Sandy was singing it. Couldn't quite come up with it. That's okay. I love that. Yes, the weary world rejoices. What should you never give a reindeer? What should you never give a reindeer? And in case you don't know that, I'm going to throw in another one. Which reindeer shares its name with a famous symbol of love? Answer either or both. What should you never give a reindeer? And which reindeer shares its name with a famous symbol of love? You should never give a reindeer chocolate, carrots, chocolate, sugar, mistletoe, popcorn, reindeer games, chocolate, herpes. A good answer. A handgun, another good answer. A kick in the butt, truth. Venus is the name of the reindeer that shares its name with love. Yes, Eileen has Cupid. So does Vanessa. And Agent Kitty Feets. You should never give a reindeer meth. Also true. The answer is actually you should never give a reindeer coffee. I don't know where that comes from, but you should never give a reindeer coffee. All right. Which country is credited with the creation of the Christmas beverage eggnog? Who can we thank for the creation of eggnog? The fine people of what country? Which country is credited with the creation of the Christmas beverage eggnog? Who did that? That would be, let's see if I get some answers here. Norway. England, says Deidre. Deidre is correct. Yay! Thanks, England. Who else has that? The Brits, says Be Aware. That's right. England, says Nancy. It's correct. Satan himself. That is nasty. I'm not an eggnog fan either. I will say that my son cannot, and we're not talking about the boozy eggnog, but the kind you buy at the grocery store in the milk section, cannot stop drinking eggnog. Like eggnog is his jam. So I don't know. Some people have a hankering for the eggnog. The Brits, says Be Aware, call it posset. I did not know that. I should have asked that. You would have killed that question. All right. Which Christmas item was invented in 1847 by a guy named Tom Smith? The very popular name Tom Smith. It's a Christmas item invented in 1847 by Tom Smith. I will say it's more popular in the UK than it is here. Which Christmas item invented by Mr. Smith in 1847? Candy cane, a good answer. A good answer, not the right one. Another candy cane, too. Tree ornaments, no. Figgy pudding, a good answer. No, no, not the spotted D. What else? The Christmas cracker. The Christmas cracker, the little tube where you put things inside. Christmas lights. Oh, that was good. I love eggnog, says Teacher Lori. Way too fattening, so I stay away. Eggnog ice cream, yum. Fruitcake, says Agent Kitty Beats, would have also been a good answer. The Christmas cracker. What is the best-selling Christmas song ever? What is the best-selling Christmas song ever? Yeah, I love those crackers. You can buy them at Costco now. A Christmas cracker is, you'd think, because I think they call cookies biscuits in the UK, right? A Christmas cracker is it's almost like a toilet paper sized cardboard tube, and they put little gifts in there, including a tissue paper crown and, I don't know, a ruler or a keychain or what have you. And then they wrap it up in, with twists at both ends and wrapping paper. And then you're supposed to yank both ends and it makes a popping sound and the gifts fall out. Christmas cracker. In the UK, I understand they do it around a table and you're supposed to reach over and grab the end of the person's cracker next to you. So your arms would be, you would pull the spot of the end of one of your own crackers on the one of someone next to you. So it's kind of like a community building exercise. I don't know. All right. Toilet paper, well, I don't know if it is a toilet paper tube. Maybe they've repurposed toilet paper tubes. I don't know. I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus, says Nullifidian. Did I miss all the answers? The answer is White Christmas. Let's see who got it. Sorry, I digressed. White Christmas, Bing Crosby. Yes, Yvonne has it. It is White Christmas. Donna has it as well. Bing's White says, be aware. It is true. Who wants a Christmas cracker? I kind of like the Christmas cracker. I don't know why. It's the popping sound that really gets it to me. Never heard of a Christmas cracker unless it's me wearing an ugly Christmas sweater. Nullifidian has it. White Christmas is correct. Yeah. Again, you can find them at Costco and grocery stores, little boxes of them that come. Some are higher end with fancier gifts inside. My family, the gifts are not very high end, but that's fine. Whatever. It's just a fun thing to do. Okay, next question. What is the name of the angel in the movie It's a Wonderful Life? What is the name of the angel in the movie It's a Wonderful Life? The name of the angel in the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Deidre says it's Clarice. It's actually Clarence. Clarence is the name. But I think that's what you meant to type, so I'm going to give it to you. You get the CLA. Yeah, Clancy. It's Clarence. I think that's close enough. I'll take it. Eileen says Clarence. That is correct. Clarence says Yvonne. Yes. Teacher Lori has Clarence. Be Aware has Clarence. So does Rev P. And Clancy, Clarence, Donna Holm has it. Cindy has it. Clarence is correct. SF Tesla has it. You're still laughing at Christmas cracker. There is some humor in that, Wanda. I'm not gonna lie. It's a Christmas cracker. It doesn't mean what you think it means. The next question. Which Christmas carol includes these lyrics? To save us all from Satan's power when we've gone astray. Which Christmas carol includes the lyrics, to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray? You're running through them in your head, aren't you? Got to think of them all. To save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, holy night, says Nancy. What's your clearance, Clarence? The answer is God rest ye merry gentlemen. That is the correct answer. And that is well done for Jano Rama. Be Aware has it as well. So does Vanessa. Excellent. Yeah. Well done. It came upon a midnight clear. Oh, come all ye faithful. Good songs. Yes, so the answer to that one was God rest ye merry gentlemen. Here's a question for you. What is traditionally hidden inside a Christmas pudding? What is traditionally hidden inside of a Christmas pudding? Donna knows. It's a coin. A coin is often hidden inside a Christmas pudding. That's the traditional thing to do. Coin, says Donna and Eileen. We'll take it. Money works. Be Aware, says Silver. Nancy says money. Gordon says money. Gordon, coin. Sandy getting risque. Money, says Jane O'Rama. Yes. Sounds dangerous to me too. Another non-American tradition, I believe. That is correct. I don't think we usually have Christmas pudding here. In the song Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, what had Grandma been drinking? In the song Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, what had Grandma been drinking? Yeah. Deidre says she'd been drinking some eggnog. That is correct. Sandy also had eggnog. So does Be Aware. So does Heather. So does Vanessa. So does SF Tesla and Nancy. That would have been interesting. Grandma drinking kamikazes. She was drinking some eggnog. Okay, what's the next question? How about this one? Which festive plant was once so revered by early Celts that it had to be cut with a golden sickle? Which festive plant was once so revered by early Celts that it had to be cut with a golden sickle? Eileen has it. The answer is mistletoe. That is correct. Be Aware also has it. So does Nullifidian and Jano Rama and Vanessa and Gordon. Well done. The answer, mistletoe. Indeed. What is the name of the main villain in The Nightmare Before Christmas? What is the name of the main villain in the movie Nightmare Before Christmas? The main villain in The Nightmare Before Christmas. See if anybody gets it. I'm not seeing it. Oh, here it is. Be Aware says it's Oogie. Oogie Boogie is the name of the villain. Oogie Boogie, says Sandy. Yes. Oogie Boogie is the name of the villain. Which Christmas carol contains the line, "Star with royal beauty bright"? Which Christmas carol contains the line, "Star with royal beauty bright"? It is. Oh, you guys are good. You haven't seen that movie? Oh, You got to see Nightmare Before Christmas. It's weird and creepy, and you'll like the message at the end of it. The answer to this one is, I forgot already. Star with royal beauty bright is the line. The answer is, yes, Sandy, We Three Kings. She's got it. We Three Kings is correct. Vanessa has it too. So does Nancy. And Rhonda has it. Yeah, Rhonda. Excellent. Yeah, you can watch that one, Halloween or Christmas. It works. Which European country began the tradition of exchanging gifts on December 6th instead of Christmas Day? I didn't know that was a tradition. Which European country began the tradition of exchanging gifts on December 6th instead of Christmas Day? I got a Germany. I got a Germany. I got a Sweden. A couple more Germanys. I had to sing it in my head. The Netherlands, says Donna Holm, and Donna is correct. It is the Netherlands. Krampusnacht, says John Watson. It is the Netherlands. Well done, Donna. Nice. All right, one more question before we wrap this thing up. How about this? Oh, that's too easy. Too easy. Mm-mm. How about this one? Okay. What is the name given to the period leading up to Christmas? What is the name given to the period leading up to Christmas? Uh-huh. Donna Holmes says it's the Advent. That is correct. The Advent season. Vanessa has it as well. So does Gordon. Be Aware has it. Advent, says Jane O'Rama. That is correct. Rhonda has it. Yeah, Donna is rocking it today. That's true. Valley Star has it. Hi, Valley Star. Awesome. And thus comes to a close another episode of Trivia, this time on a Tuesday. Tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific, the Nikki Maduro show gets underway. Cocktails, mocktails, politics. I'm setting an alarm on my phone so I don't forget, because you know what happens to me. So buy your lottery ticket for the Powerball. Please come join Nikki Maduro and I in just a couple of hours for the Nikki Maduro show, 5 p.m. right here on YouTube. We will be right back talking politics and fun stuff and all kinds of holiday stories and things like that. So again, that's at 5 p.m. Pacific time today. So it won't be long until we meet again. For now, make it the best rest of your Tuesday that you can. And I'll see you right back here on YouTube in just a little bit. Bye-bye. Here's the video. I got it.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.